Welcome back to Absolutely Marvel in DC. My name is Benny. That is Sal, and that is Dan. Today we're going to be talking about potential spoilers for a movie coming out over a year from now. Let's specify that. It's been pushed back to like March to May of 2023.
Yep.
And
announced during the first season of Flash?
Actually, I don't think you're wrong. When did they announce? It was like 2016 for Batman v Superman, because that's when they announced the slate.
Yeah.
Batman v Superman release date. Okay. So we're gonna at least go there. That was 2016. So that means they announced it like right before that, because Batman v Superman was gonna kick off the slate. Remember?
Yes, of course.
It
that
was
a big deal.
July 17th at San Diego Comic-Con. The film was announced with the new title Flashpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And what year was that?
2017.
17.
Okay.
Okay.
No, Flash started in 2014. So
Yeah. It just didn't have a title before then. So yes, they've announced this movie forever ago, and was finally coming out at the end of this year, and it got delayed again. Yeah. Literally again. Now, take these potential spoilers with a grain of salt. Okay, I want to take that right there, because all of these sound to me like whoever got them grabbed every piece of information we had in the Flash movie and then made a potential script out of it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to say before we go into this sounds so overly convoluted for what DC's trying to do now.
Yes.
But then again, it is the Flash, and the Flash is known for overly convoluted.
They're leaning hard into the Flash if this is accurate. Okay,
That's true. Yeah. Well, they're leaning on him as a crutch, as a device through which they can set up their universe or clean things up or do whatever. And it's like so contrary to what we've seen the DC plan to be, which is to not care. Like, who cares? There's no plan anymore. And then this Flash movie, they're like, no. We've got a plan, kind of like a loose plan.
Yeah. So we're going to go through these. Now, I want to say we knew nothing about this. One of our followers tweeted both me and Sal here, Sean Carroll. Just let his name out there. It's on your Twitter, buddy, so it's public if you didn't want it public. Tweeted out a retweet from somebody else who tweeted this. So in standard AMD lore, we've got it off the internet from some guy whose uncle works at Nintendo. If you got that joke, you are
yes.
Oh man.
Nintendo. That's awesome.
So we're gonna go through this beat by beat, and we're gonna decide if we think this is true or not. And now, like I said, I've already said I think this is just somebody got everything that has been confirmed and popped into a potential.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's got it bullet pointed out. Main plot points. The Reverse Flash is not going to be in it. He's going to be teased with a yellow figure that smiles and lunges at Barry and then vanish and not be in the rest of the movie. Okay. This is to set up him killing Barry's mom, and we'll never find out who did it.
Right. That's fine.
Okay.
For me, let's take these leaks and go with plausible, probably not going to happen, and whether you like them or not.
Yeah. I'm going to go with plausible. It is plausible if they're trying to set up a big villain. This bullet points do state eventually that hardcore Flash fans will know what's going on, but everyone else will just be confused.
Yep.
That sounds like a Flash thing that they would do.
Yeah, if they want to turn Reverse Flash into the Thanos of like the next initiative for DC, honestly, that's not a bad call, given that he is that influential and he's that much of a badass. And if you actually went to the Flashpoint future, he's pretty much the main antagonist, and like all the other stuff is set dressing. That'd be kind of neat
for a villain that is primarily only for Barry.
Right,
like it's really all he is. And he doesn't even get to show up that much outside of a Flash book. He is very well recognized, very powerful.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like people freak out when he fights like Batman or Superman or anybody. So
yeah, and it's smart to not cast him right now, because you could gauge reaction, tease him, set him up like Thanos, and then cast somebody fun or cool or really charismatic and make it really work.
What do you
Tom
think,
Cavanaugh from the Flash show. I mean, let's be honest, that Multiverse, it would work. No, I think that would be a good one, because like you said, Reverse Flash is one of those villains that everyone knows and is powerful enough to be plausible with each superhero, as opposed to just completely stomps over this guy or gets completely stomped by Superman.
Yeah,
like he's actually a threat to everyone. So I could see that.
Next up, we've got there's a note here that the emotional parts are good. Apparently, the scene with Barry realizing he can't save his mom is so good that people started crying in the theaters. That's all they state here.
Yeah, what theater did this happen in? I assume it was in a Warner Brothers screening room. It could be one of those
for a movie coming out over a year from now.
Yeah.
I saw a note that said the movie was generally well received. Like, by whom? The people who made it?
You know, it's Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller's like, I was so good at that scene.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he'll be able to watch it from his jail cell.
Oh my God.
Right.
We'll be talking about that on the news stuff today.
Yeah.
All right. Black Flash also isn't the villain of the film because Black Flash is Future Flash wearing a black suit.
Right.
They kind of merged the two characters, essentially Future Flash wearing Black Flash's suit. There are 3 Barrys in the film. There is the Barry that we see in the trailers, long hair. He gets killed by evil Barry, Future Flash, who is also him for the future. Viable, but plausible. I'll say plausible, but it sounds like we're already getting very convoluted by having multiple Flashes.
This breakdown to try and explain that, like, basically Black Flash is bad timeline Barry. That's who Black Flash is. And then there's also another Barry, and that's like Earth whatever Barry, you know, because there's our Barry from the Justice League movie, from Peacemaker, presumably, and then there's Black Flash, who's pretending to be another reality Barry.
No, according to this, he is Barry from the future. Basically, Black Flash doesn't exist. It's just that Blue Flash storyline.
Okay,
yeah, exactly.
The blue one. Okay.
Which again, as much as I hate to say, no, this would be wasting Black Flash. Orphan.
When are they going to do Black Flash?
Well, and they wasted Orphan. Like,
yeah.
Orphan would have more ability to be in a movie than Black Flash.
Yeah, how many people did they waste in Birds of Prey? Yeah, trust me, they wasted enough characters already.
What's the cast?
Right? But I still think, you know, like, we can root for our Barry because that's a future that won't come to pass. You know, it's like that's dark timeline Barry. It's who Barry will eventually become because things are bad, but because he's interfering and Barry interacts with himself, he can then go, oh, well, I don't want to be a bad guy, so I'll fight myself, and then we'll avert that future. But either way, which is like, why don't you just make it Reverse Flash then?
Well, yeah, they don't want to waste Reverse Flash, so they're like, well, we can just use evil Barry right up front. So Ezra Miller's just doing triple duty.
That's fine. I'm sure
I'm surprised that they would go with Black Flash and not Blue Flash, just because the potential of Black Flash being death.
Black Flash, too cool. Too cool a name, too cool a look.
They might still use Cobalt Blue, and we don't want there to be confusion.
That's true. No,
I just feel like it's one of those ones.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's it. Just they're not going to use him. Like, they're going to use. He's there because he's black themed.
Right.
He's cool looking. That's it.
I could see it as just the, like, if you want to bypass the, oh, he could be good. Because that was like the thing with the blue one is like, oh, where is he going with this one? Where black, you're like, okay, so it's the evil one.
Right. Exactly. That's it.
Black suit. That's evil.
Black suit. We get it.
Yep.
There's been a movie that people saw with a black suit. We get what that means.
So the Future Flash is actually just second Barry with the long hair from the far future.
Yes.
So apparently, long-haired Barry is the past version, and the Future Flash is that future Barry. So our Barry is going to meet these 2 other Barrys that are the same timeline as each other.
Right.
Not
same
to make
Barry,
it confusing.
Yeah, our Barry, one timeline. The other 2 Barrys, they have their own timeline. They're the same Barry, but not our Barry.
Right. You got this, Dan? You got what I'm saying here?
Right? You following along so far?
I'm like partially following along on this one. But then again,
I need a whiteboard?
Flash.
Do I need a whiteboard?
Right.
His motivation is that apparently when our Barry went to his universe, everything was ruined, destroying that Barry's timeline.
Right.
So he decided to go after the person that started it all, our
Barry. Okay.
So he spent 10 years trying to reverse time to stop Zod from destroying his world.
Yeah, and then they drop Zod on us.
Yeah, this is the Zod. So up until now, I'm like, this could be just a convoluted Flash story. Like this,
right?
This all sounds plausible. Zod, it doesn't to me.
Actually,
Third movie with Zod.
I want to say something on that one. Because I did see something where they are going to be replacing Henry Cavill with Supergirl, and that in the leak that I saw for that, it's in an alternate timeline where Zod actually kills Superman as a baby.
Right, that's this is.
So that one
they
makes
incorporated
sense. Like that
leak,
would like work through all of that, and I could.
We'll get to it, but it's in here, and you'll see what we're talking about.
Okay.
So Barry was about to go back in time, tried to kill someone, and he knocked him out of the Speed Force. And so what happened is Future Flash went back in time to kill our Barry, but like bitch slapped him like Will Smith to fucking Chris Rock, and then he fell out into Michael Keaton's universe.
Right. Because he's running through the Speed Force, which has access to the multiverse, and he lands in the Batman 89 universe.
Yeah. So that's how we get Michael Keaton as Batman in this movie. Yeah. And in this universe, this is the universe where apparently Supergirl is in because Henry Cavill was killed as a baby, so he doesn't exist in this universe.
So Superman, Henry Cavill Superman was killed as a baby. Zod exists. The Man of Steel universe, more or less, like that stuff all exists in the Batman 89 universe?
Yeah, apparently.
Or is it that Sasha Calle's version of Supergirl is somehow like visiting this reality? We don't. It seems to be that like no, Michael Keaton's Batman is just if he lasts long enough, Superman will eventually be introduced and it won't be silly.
Right. Well, the theory is that is that in Keaton's world, Henry Cavill was supposed to be the baby.
Yes.
But they killed the baby.
Right.
So it's just Michael Keaton's world with Supergirl now.
Right.
So you're right. The theory is that eventually in Michael Keaton's world, the rest of the Justice League would have arrived.
Right. Okay. And Batman would have been even older than he was in the previous Justice League setup.
Right, but it's an alternate universe, Sal, so we're fine.
That's fine. That's fine.
Our Barry is then stuck in Keaton's world, finds Barry too, who also has flash powers, and they both get Keaton, Batman, and Supergirl to fight the threat. This person wrote Zod. They lose.
Why are you asking us? Didn't you see the movie?
They lose, and Barry 1 and 2 try to reverse time to save the universe, but that fails. Barry 1 gives up, but Barry 2 doesn't. That's when future Barry 2 appears, revealing he tried to repeat this multiple times, and that all failed.
Right.
And the person who caused it all is Barry 1.
Mm-hmm.
Are you following, Dan?
Yeah, lost me.
You
lost me when there were multiple of the same numbered Flash in the different universe of the alternate universe with a different timeline.
This is going to be the most convoluted movie ever, or they're going to find some way to explain that better.
Just don't. Like, no wonder this movie took 4 years to come out. It's like you need to not complicate this so much. Just Barry goes back. When he changes something, it becomes Flashpoint. But instead of it being the Flashpoint universe, it's an alternate future where the things you don't want in your universe anymore aren't there anymore. That's it.
Yeah.
But instead, there's Barry goes back. He runs into an evil version of himself. Then we set up why he's that character in the first place. Like, okay.
Do you need to set that up? Just be like, no, Barry, the future Barry is the evil Barry. That's all it is. Like,
yeah. And then like, oh, I don't want to be evil anymore, so I'll change my ways, and now he doesn't exist anymore. That's it.
Yeah. So, okay, continuing onward. Okay,
Please.
So here's the sad part.
Yeah.
Being a Flash fan, that's plausible.
Right.
That is the sad part. Yeah.
It is, yeah.
The way Ezra's Barry is portrayed in the film has him acting more like a Wally Bart hybrid. He's been goofy since he was introduced, so that's not news.
Yep. No, they go all in on like explaining the Wally Barry Bart thing, where they're just like he's like Barry now, and then he's like Wally then, and then he's like this, and it's like shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, you're just trust me, you're gonna love Ezra as Barry more than you did, whatever. So in this world, Zod successfully kills Keaton. By the way, now he's stating it's Zod, even though before he said he didn't know.
Zod? Oh, but Zod kills him though.
Yeah, Zod kills Keaton's Batman and Supergirl. Supergirl gets her neck snapped. It's actually pretty effing brutal. The guy wrote this out. Like pretty effing brutal. Dan. It's pretty
way more brutal than when Superman snapped his neck. Let me tell you.
Worse than when Superman snapped his neck. Yeah.
So we're replacing Superman with Supergirl and then killing Supergirl in the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yep. You're not wrong. That's apparently what's gonna happen.
All right.
Yeah. Zod then kills Cavill's Superman as a baby. Killing Super Baby Leak is 100% true, is what he wrote.
Right.
That is the only part of this so far that I'm like, yeah, okay. I think that one actually is going to happen.
I completely agree. I'm like, no, they don't like Superman. They don't want to deal with Superman. They are tired of answering questions about Superman. They're going to kill him.
They've also say something in here about Michael
Yes.
Shannon. Oh, there it is. Michael Shannon reprises the role of Zod.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Okay.
How is that not leaked anywhere? Like,
Right?
how have I not heard of that?
Because no one trusts any actor when they say they are or are not in a film, thanks to Andrew Garfield.
If I were Michael Shannon, I'd be like, no thanks. I'm not going to be the MacGuffin in a third DC movie that no one's going to like.
So, and then he denies Nick Cage being the Superman of Keaton's world. I've seen a lot of Nick Cage stuff recently. If Nick Cage was Superman, I'm pretty sure we would know because he acts like he's even oblivious as to what's happening. Like he's such, he's acting so burnt out at this point that
yeah.
Future Flash and Flash have a massive race because Future Flash wants to kill him. Barry doesn't want to die. When they do that, they travel through the multiverse.
There we go.
And in the multiverse, in this movie, we're going to reveal Pattinson's Batman universe, Linda Carter Wonder Woman universe, Adam West Batman, and Grant Gustin Flash. We're going to reveal all of them as being separate universes.
I assume it'll be like a bunch of windows that you can look through, and there'll be scenes from those movies or shows, and so it'll be like, oh, okay. That way, you don't have to cast anybody. Nobody has to show up, and just there you go.
That and they'll probably use that one scene from the Flash show where Grant Gustin and Ezra Miller go face to face, and they're like, wait a second,
Then they also have he notes in here the Superman's existence is left ambiguous.
Right.
Zod and Fiora are alive in the new timeline because Superman never killed them. Thank you for reiterating what you said a little while ago. Interesting bullet points. Any film or TV show, including Peacemaker, released between Man of Steel and Shazam 2, are set in the old timeline. Shazam 2 is set in the old timeline. Everything after Flash is set in the new timeline. Green Lantern, Zatanna, and Batgirl. My issue with this is, since they keep delaying Flash, like, do things like, oh, well, you didn't, Flash took longer and you went out first. I'm sorry. You're in the old timeline.
You're in the old timeline. I don't know, man. And that's like, what a mess, because then you're setting up a new universe where Superman may or may not be dead. They're going to probably fix it so that like Supergirl didn't die or another version of her didn't die.
Well, that's reality. In here too. That's in it. We'll get to that. So, okay. Let me finish up here and then we'll do it.
Yeah.
Iris is only a cameo. WB's plan is to use Keaton as a temporary replacement for DCEU Batman. And after Crisis, which they're leading up to, Pattinson will be the new DCEU Batman. Now, this is crossed out, and whoever made these bullet points then put update. Now they're saying that all we know is that Pattinson will be involved in Crisis. Nothing about whether he'll join the DCEU full-time afterwards. You know why that is? Because he didn't sign a multi-picture deal, and who knows what he wants to do.
Right. Well, also because even if he did, he could still just welch out of it. Like, it doesn't matter.
I mean, Batfleck did.
Yeah. Right. And yeah. So keep going.
Person said that the blonde girl cast in The Flash will be playing either a gender-bent Mirror Master or Killer Frost. Who cares? I don't care.
Nope.
Blonde girl. Okay. Don't expect any wild cameos. Keep expectations low. Audience won't.
Can do.
Feel overall this would not be loved by general audiences, but hardcore Flash fans will love it as well. Only be loved by general audiences, but also for hardcore Flash fans.
Oh, okay.
It feels like a classic fiction adventure in the veins of Alice in Wonderland and Wizard of Oz, more than a typical superhero movie. Okay. Batfleck doesn't die, but is it a part of the new timeline?
Right. Whatever.
Okay. No reference to Wally whatsoever. Pretty brief Reverse Flash cameo. Only hardcore fans will notice him. Then they leak what supposedly the mid and post-credit scene are.
Oh.
The first one is going to be Flash telling Aquaman that he wonders if Superman exists. Aquaman's going to look at him confused, then proceeds to show Supergirl smiling at Barry, and he smiles back and notices someone next to her, and his face is full of shock, and the movie will end.
Right, like you're gonna do the Shazam cameo again, where it's like, there he is in the suit, but no head.
And then post credits will be an Affleck Crisis tease. Come find us, Barry.
Right.
So they're setting up Crisis. We didn't even finish the Dark Side shit. We're going into Crisis now.
I mean, we're not even going to address that. That's over. Like, Dark Side might show up in the Crisis, but it won't be that version. Like, that's done. But listen, Crisis is not a bad idea in theory. But because this is so convoluted, like you're cleaning up the timeline only to lead to the crisis. Why?
Yeah. Let us enjoy this new timeline for a little while if you're going to do this.
Or let us enjoy the old timeline with new stuff in it and then clean it all up in the crisis.
Also, I just want to throw this out there. What the fudge is going on with Cavill and Man of Steel and all that shit? Like, what happened? The DC is just like...
Yeah, it's weird.
Like, why just... He's literally been like, I'm Superman, I'm Superman, I'm Superman. He's a big
Superman!
And no, like, and Warner Bros. is like, but do we want to bring him back? I mean...
like, what's your problem? Superman... It's not like Superman was a failure. Like, I understand why you don't want to bring back necessarily, like, Black Canary or, a character from a movie that made no money. Man of Steel did well enough and is beloved by its audience. Why wouldn't you bring
Henry
him back?
Cavill's Superman is some of the shining parts of Batman v Superman and Joss Whedon's Justice League and Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah, people were like so hyped for him returning and getting his due in the Snyder Cut. People loved him in Man of Steel. I don't understand why, and I do understand why they didn't put him in Shazam, and it was only because of scheduling. But like, that's enough at this point. Now it's like someone at the executive level is like, I don't like Superman, and I don't get it, and I don't want to use him. But like, I also know that if we don't address it, it'll be weird. Plus, I want to use Supergirl. It's really weird.
Even in the Peacemaker cameo, it's just like we're keeping him ambiguous. We're keeping it where we don't want to say who's there.
Yeah, yeah. And
I don't know why they're doing it. And what are they hyping for? Is this like Justice League again, where they're like, well, is he dead? Is he dead? No, we know he's not dead this time. DC, just put him in.
Exactly. Yeah. Is he dead? Like, here's the thing: if he isn't dead now, he definitely will be in Crisis because they have no idea what to do with him anymore.
Are they? Do you think they're setting up for like the big final return in Crisis? Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe so that Cavill can show up and walk in with Sasha Cohen's Supergirl, and we have that scene.
We have that
shot. That's his return.
Yeah, I think
that would be cool. That would be cool.
Would be dope. I'd be okay with that, especially if they set it up where it's like, in this universe, Superman is gone or missing or dead or unmade or in the multiverse or whatever, and Supergirl is the Superman of this universe. Only for her to die in Crisis and Superman to show up and be like, I'm Superman from now on. Like, it's just me. That'd be kind of interesting. And
for those who are commenting on the previous video we made, that was turned out to potentially be fake, that Netflix owned his face, that was like a fake leak.
Yeah, that was totally
If
fake.
It's true, even that statute of limitations would be done.
Right. Plus, like, come on. I understand that, like, he's busy. He's
not that busy. I just watched a video of him going to the Warhammer headquarters.
Exactly.
For fun.
him making The Witcher, it doesn't take that much time to make The Witcher. And it wouldn't be that ridiculous. It would be incredibly ridiculous to be like, oh, by the way, while you make this season of The Witcher, you can't make anything else for the next 3-5 years. Like, no one would sign that contract.
But even if that is true, because maybe it wasn't true, maybe we're not 100% sure, that there is a limitation on that. And maybe that's why they pushed it to 2023 so they can reveal Henry Cavill again.
Maybe. But to what end? People are
What's the point of wiping everything out again, Sal?
What's the point? I don't understand.
They're going to wipe it all out to build to Crisis to wipe it all out.
Right. Like, it's all just everything they've done has been erasing the last thing they did. And it's like, when are you going to start friggin' building something, dude?
Think about this for a moment. Okay, if they were to build up Crisis as something that's going to pop up in 10 years.
Yeah.
10 years.
10 years?
I'd be on board with that, but it's not going to be what happens. Do you mean to tell me that they think Ben Affleck will come back as Batman in 10 years for a Crisis movie? That Robert Pattinson is going to be here for a Batman movie in 10 years? Like, all of these guys, Keaton's going to be like, one more time.
Yeah. No. And 10 years, you're asking too much of the audience. Your Crisis movie has to happen in 3 years.
Right, and we don't want it because you're resetting the new timeline. Dan, we're ranting. What do you think?
I know. I was staying out of it, so I didn't talk over anyone. I think if they truly do a Crisis, I think it's them just going, okay, the Snyderverse, we had some good, we had some bad. Let's do Flashpoint. Let's try some new things. Grab the good and the bad, like grab the good from that, grab the good from the original, merge it together after Crisis, and then we'll call it good from then. But that it's a lot of nonsense with that. But
yeah,
maybe all I can think of is that they're trying to do with Crisis, and the reason that they might be rushing to it is they want that No Way Home money.
Right.
That they're signing up Henry Cavill, Brandon Routh, Tyler Hoechlin. They're getting all of them. They're getting Keaton, Pattinson, Batfleck, and they're getting even Christian Bale. Like they're at a point where they might be able to get all of them to pop up to be the new No Way Home. But WB will mess it up and put too many in.
Yes, they will.
Yes.
That's all I can think of that they're trying to build to. They're like, we got to get to this fast because people are going to start retiring. Like, how did we even get Keaton back? Like,
well, he's not just back. Like, he is Batman in the new timeline. Yes. He is in the Batgirl movie.
Yes,
he has a new costume. So he's like it's not just like that he's gonna be like a cool fun, oh man, Michael Keaton in the Flash. No, he's gonna be in this movie. He's gonna be in the next movie. He's gonna be in the following movie. They might make another Batman movie where Jeff Goldblum plays the Scarecrow. Like, who knows what's gonna happen?
Oh my god, that'd be hilarious. It's just old man Batman versus an old man villain.
Right? Like just setting that time.
How old is Keaton now?
I think he's like 60.
Oh god.
Michael Keaton is upcoming movie The Flash. That's what it says here. 1951 is his birth. 70. He is 70 years old.
Wow, there you go.
Remember how much hype there was when Kevin Conroy finally was the live action? Why are we just going that route? Like, what happened?
I don't know.
So
I will say that's a lot of nonsense with like Superman and all that for a Flash movie.
Yeah. Well,
like,
the Flash movie is a means to an end,
movie,
right? Like they were like, we are using the Flash to make this, like to set up our next universe because we don't care.
Well, I mean, that's kind of been the Flash's role for quite some time now. If you read a Flash core story, cool. Anything else the Flash is in is a way to introduce the multiverse, other versions, and all that crap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When the button happened, it was because the Flash got Batman into the past. It wasn't like, oh, the Flash is awesome. No, it was the Flash showed up late, and Batman had his ass kicked.
Yeah. So that's where we are.
Yep.
I'm assuming that some of this has some credence, but like a lot of like the Barry stuff, like a lot of like the which Barry's which, and like when when you can tell it's fake is when the leaker gets creative. When the leaker goes like, and then here's what I'd like to see, and they throw in their little fan fiction stuff in there, and then you're like, there's no way they're gonna do that. And it's like you played your hand by showing that how uncreative you are.
Or when they go Zod ?
I'm looking. Yeah. Oh yeah. The question mark made that one funny. I'm looking because that was in Michael Keaton's next movie is The Flash. Is Michael Shannon listed on this?
Right? I doubt it.
What has Michael Shannon even been in?
I don't know.
That's 92. He's in The Flash.
Okay.
He is listed as in The Flash as General Zod.
Oh, but it is IMDb. That can be edited. Like, that could be fake.
That's true.
But it is in the IMDb.
Okay.
So,
is he gonna... He's been in a lot of stuff that I just never heard of.
But I can see them fix.
I
can see them fixing
Michael
it.
Shannon's been doing podcast stuff.
Oh, we should get him on.
I guess he's like prolific in the podcast route. He does like series where he's like the actor on the podcast.
Okay.
Hey, I mean, do what you want for fun, man.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah. Knives Out he was in. Yeah, he was in Knives Out. I forgot about that.
Yes. He's good in that.
All right. Well, we got Zod back.
Great.
That's cool. We don't want to use Reverse Flash, but we'll use Evil Barry and General Zod.
I love that they were like, we're going to fix that. We're going to address the controversy. We're going to make it so that Superman didn't kill Zod, but Superman's also dead,
and Zod's going to kill Supergirl.
Right? Like,
we'll make it worse. Don't worry.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, we should totally get Michael Shannon on if he's just doing podcasts. I mean, come on.
We want to talk to you about General Zod. Come on, man.
He's like, I don't want to talk about Zod.
All right. Well, this has been absolutely Marvel and DC. At the end of the whole thing, hey, Dan, plausible, not going to happen. What do you think?
It's Flash, so plausible.
Sal?
I think so. I think a lot of it. I think more probable than improbable.
Yeah, sadly, I agree. I don't know. I'm probably going to love this movie. It'll be like me versus the entire internet again. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, Batman v Superman was not a bad movie. Screw you. Jesse Eisenberg should never have been Lex Luthor. All right, we're done.